Hey there, my name is Jason. I am the founder of Distress Loan Advisors. I have been advising SBA borrowers on difficult situations since 2009, primarily focused on the SBA offering compromise, but I also do case evaluations for EIDL loans. Today, I would like to talk about the worst advice that I hear people getting from advisors who have no experience with SBA loans. And here it is. I would say once a month, I get a call from somebody who says, "Oh, my file's been referred to the treasury. I'm getting nowhere with them. My advisor, either typically an attorney or an accountant, they didn't have any experience with SBA loans, but they told me, well, just ignore it. Don't respond to them, and eventually they'll settle for much less." Um, and apparently that works with other types of debt, but I will tell you it does not generally work out well when it comes to SBA debt. And here's the reason why. Once files get referred to the Treasury, the chances of it settling drop dramatically. I mean, I would say out of all the people that I talk to who have been referred to the Treasury, if 10% settled successfully, that would be a lot. That's probably an overestimate. And so the worst advice that anyone could give an SBA borrower is don't try to work it out now, wait them out, and then eventually they'll settle for nothing when enough time passes, or they'll settle for very little. When it comes to SBA loans, the advice it should actually be the exact opposite, and this is the advice that I give to people, and I've written about it a million times in my blog, which is, by the way, I have over 200 articles on SBA default on my website, and I've got them neatly categorized. And so I've written about this a bunch of times, and here's the advice. When it comes to SBA loans, you need to be proactive. So if your file is with the lender and your business is closed and the assets of the liquidation of the assets is complete, then at that point you want to be proactive with your lender about submitting an offer in compromise. Now, the offer in compromise can only be submitted once your business is closed. So if you're interested in trying to get your personal guarantee released, the business has to be closed, and the assets need to be sold. Now, if you sell the business as a going concern, that's fine. That counts too. But the bottom line is you can't own the business anymore. You can't continue to operate the business anymore. Once that happens, you don't want to sit back and wait for them, because I've had people say, "Oh, I sold my assets and I figured, they would contact me eventually." And next thing I know, I got a letter or a call from the Treasury. And yeah, this is not the time to sort of sit back and kind of stick your head in the sand and say, "Well, maybe they'll forget about me." They're not going to forget about you. It might be a couple of years, but eventually you will hear from the Treasury, and the Treasury is like no bueno. And I'll get into that shortly. But the bottom line is contact your lender, be proactive, try to work something out directly with them. Now, not every lender is great to work with. I get it. But do your best. If you can't work it out with them, typically what will happen is they will close the file and refer it over to the SBA, where you'll get that 60-day letter. I've written articles about that too, where you can contact them directly and try to work something out. Um, but first and foremost, try to work it out with your lender. If you don't work it out with your lender, definitely try to work it out with the SBA. Because once again, if it goes to Treasury, they rarely settle. It's more likely they'll just start garnishing your wages. They can garnish Social Security. They can garnish tax refunds. And they just generally don't settle. So that's it. So if someone tells you you should not respond and just wait it out because that will result in a positive settlement, I would be willing to wager that that person has no experience with SBA settlements, because when it comes to SBA settlements, being proactive, being on top of things, reaching out to your lender, and doing everything you can to settle before it goes to Treasury can make a huge difference. It can save you a lot of money. because the treasury isn't going to settle. So your only option at that point would be mostly to pay it back. Um, so that's it. That's the best advice that you're going to get is be proactive, be honest with them, offer full disclosure, and be cooperative. And like I tell people, we have to play the hand we're dealt. So whatever your financial situation is, it is what it is. We'll present it and try to paint it in the best possible light. But at the end of the day, we also have to be realistic that if if you've got some assets, then you got to be prepared to pay them. And waiting them out isn't going to change that fact. So you're better off being proactive. The best settlements that I see generally come through the lenders, to a lesser extent the SBA, and then in dead last place is the Treasury. So that's it. Thanks for checking in. You can visit my website, which is jasontees.com. I offer 30-minute consultations. If you have an EIDL loan, I offer a free audio course and also a premium audio course. So check it out. And like I said earlier, I have a blog with over 200 articles that you can feel free to peruse at your leisure. All right, that's it. Thanks for checking in.